I didn't realise that moving to Australia would turn my accent into a comedy show. Yeah, nah. I grabbed 6 pieces of fish and a scoop of chips, and wearing my Jandals, I caught up with a friend on his deck with my chili bin full of kai. I then had to switch on the heat pump. Then we had tea, sweet as, although I don't really say sweet as. And if you understood all of that, you're either from New Zealand or you've been exposed to one for too long. Whew. This is video 14 out of my 14 videos for my 14-day challenge that I set myself 14 days ago. Wow. I have to admit, I don't know where those 14 days have gone. That was pretty intense. From the beginning, I was kind of organised, but during the weeks, got quite tough because I do work full time. I've made it though. This is the 14th video out of my 14-day challenge. I do hope you enjoy this one. Please remember to like and subscribe. It is helping this channel to grow. I chose to live in this beautiful country, and I believe that when you move countries, it's probably a good idea to absorb yourself into the local traditions and ways and culture. As they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And a part of that culture is how we speak our language and the pronunciation and how we interpret it or others do. And generally speaking, I believe most Australians understand me. Although I have to admit, there's a certain amount of amusement by the look I see on people's faces sometimes. I am proudly Kiwi though, and I enjoy a good conversation about pronunciation. An interesting conversation can start when I go to order dinner and I simply ask for some fish and chips. But I like a good snapper. And do they call that something else here? When I was asked if I wanted chicken salt or normal salt, I had no idea what on earth they were talking about. Chicken salt? It turns out you have a choice. You can have chicken salt on your chips or normal salt. Some fish and chip shops that I have been into, when I order my fish and chips for dinner, the response I get is, sorry, what was that? And then when you want to order 6 scallops, well, you can imagine the strange looks I get about that. 6 scallops. Would it help if I said fish and chips? Now the word togs, I understand, is used between Australia and New Zealand, but there's also cozies, swimmers and bathers. I prefer to say swimsuit, although togs is used a lot in New Zealand as well. And then of course there's the budgie smugglers. Now here's a funny story. In a conversation with someone at a lunch one day, I asked if he had any pets. And he looked at me and he asked me to repeat myself. And I said, do you have any pets? You could tell by the look in his face, he had no idea what I was saying. And I realised pretty quickly that my Kiwi accent was in full play right here. So I then said to him, pets, do you have any dogs or any cats? And he went, pets? He thought I said pits. Armpits. I don't think so. You know where I'm leading to with this one, don't you? Now this is a chili bin. Now, why do I get such confused looks when I say chili bin? Because it is a bin of sorts and it keeps things chilly. Chili bin, right? That to me is quite logical. Esky. To be fair, esky makes sense as well because esky is short for Eskimo, right? Which refers to the freezing cold climate that Eskimos live in. So having an esky is keeping things ice cold. I have come to learn very quickly though that in Queensland, one of these eskies or chili bins is a necessity to keep your food cold and also to keep your water cold, especially on the hot days that Queensland has. The first time I went to buy one of these at the supermarket on arriving in Australia and using a self-check-in, I couldn't actually find the item on the screen. It probably would have helped if I looked for sweet potato rather than kumara. Now, I don't wear jandals. I do know that when I say jandals, some people have no idea what I'm talking about. Jandals. You might wonder where the word jandals comes from. It stands for Japanese sandals, J-A, Japanese, and the rest of the word is andals, as in sandals, has been combined to make jandals. Although I suppose it makes sense really, because if you look at the straps on the jandals, thongs, then they probably do look a bit like a thong, don't they? I can't say it with a straight face though. Thongs, because to me that means thongs. Gosh, those birds are noisy tonight. Mind you, it is late in the afternoon. They're probably settling in for their evening, I guess. I did hear a story recently where a neighbour was talking to her neighbour, his neighbour, about the trellis work that she had recently completed in her garden. She turned around to ask the neighbour how much the lettuce cost, and it caused quite a bit of confusion because he started to frantically think about vegetable prices. So when we mention lattice work, we're not talking about lettuce or vegetables, we're talking about trellis work in the garden. I don't understand how lattice sounds like lettuce. There is a different vowel sound there, isn't there? Deck. Now we know where this one's going, right? How do you get deck? How does deck sound like? Where can I go with that one without breaking YouTube rules? Oh my God, the cobweb there. The camera. That's probably a few of the major pronunciation differences or misconceptions. There's a few other differences in pronunciation that comes to mind. Kiwis say tramping, Aussies say hiking. Crook in New Zealand means to be sick. Apparently in Australia it means to be a bit dodgy. Pen? No, I don't mean pin. Bed? No, I don't mean bid. I need to remember sweet potato instead of kumara. Esky, of course, instead of chili bin. Thongs. Well, need I say more? Thongs. I still can't get over that. Heat pump. Now, I forgot about that. Heat pump. You probably wonder what on earth I'm talking about, right? When I first moved to Australia, I did know about jandals and thongs and chili bins and eskies and a few other words, especially fish and chips, fish and chups. One thing I had no idea that was called something different was this. In New Zealand, we call those heat pumps. Why? Well, probably mostly because in New Zealand you use them mostly for heating. When I first moved to Australia, I was living in Victoria for about a year. It was COVID and we were in lockdown and I just moved to Victoria. I remember asking my flatmate where the remote was for the heat pump. And I repeated myself a few times, heat pump, and she did not get what I was talking about. So in the end, as you do, you point to heat pump. Oh, she said, you mean the aircon? Needless to say, there was a lot of laughter that erupted at about that time. Heat pump, aircon. More about the letter 6. 6, that's the number 6. Sucks. Is that how I'm supposed to say it? Sucks. Sounds like someone sucks. Oh, we won't go there either. The letter 6, or sucks, or 6, I don't know. I have quite a few 6s that I need to relay to someone to prove my identity. My birth date has got a few 6s in it. When I first moved to Australia, my number plate had a few 6s in it. What else was there? Oh, and my phone number. When I need to identify myself, I've gotten used to watching their faces to see if they crack a smile when I repeat all the 6s and the numbers that I need to identify myself with. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching that video and got a few giggles out of it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, but just not tomorrow. I think I might take a few days off. See you soon.